Hey, Evan. Whoops. Hey, Evan. Well, I hear that you just took the finance exam to become a certified financial analyst. Well,
all right, welcome to the Rundown. It is August 23rd. We are somewhere in Connecticut, Norfolk, Connecticut. Is that a place? I think we're around there. And we are on the bus on the way to the Barstool Awards show. And for some reason, we decided it would be a great idea to do the rundown from the bus today. As always, we didn't put a lot of planning into it, but you know what? We had 5 hours of a bus ride to kill, and we figured, let's grab some people who are on here. Let's have ourselves a rundown. So the way it's going to work, I want to be kicking the topics to these guys. The three people who are on the rundown today, technically our crew here, we have Vibbs, Francis, and Ken Jac. What's up, guys?
Good to see you. This is fun. Here we are.
It's something.
I get horrible motion sickness. This is hell.
Yeah, our driver is a little twitchy with the old gas pedal foot.
So yeah, the first topic I got for you guys is Reggie Bush is opening up a defamation suit against the NCAA. He is claiming that the lawsuit is based on the NCAA maliciously attacking his character through a completely false and highly offensive statement that was widely reported in the media and substantially and irreplaceably damaged his reputation. And he's actually holding a press conference at some point today in LA. So Reggie Bush thinks he was done wrong by the NCAA.
Vibbs, want to take us home or take us off?
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that he didn't exist like 10 years later whenever they had like the nil deals and stuff. I mean, he did take the money. He is wrong, but I think Reggie Bush got the short, he didn't get a good deal there. I don't know why. I'm just rambling.
I
hate everything right now.
I think a cool way for them to settle this out of court would be if the NCAA said, well, what if we don't pay you, but instead we reinstate your Heisman and your team's wins and the USC championship, and we recognize all your records and all of that. I would imagine this is about legacy. He's saying it's a libel case or a slander case, right? So, I don't think those typically result in huge punitive damages. I could be wrong about that. Maybe they do. Obviously, anyway, there was one recently that had a big one. But, this is about reinstating his reputation and fighting back. And I think, too, that when a major sports league changes their rule years and years after they've, punished people for violating that rule, and now all of a sudden it's legal, you need to go retroactively
it's like marijuana laws.
Absolve the people that did it. And it, if the MLB were to tomorrow just all of a sudden say all steroids are now legal, then I don't know, I would think Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and all those guys could hopefully get into the Hall of Fame and all that stuff. Anyway, what do you think?
You hear Bush is going to war and you know it's going to be a disaster no matter what.
Sure.
So I think you should avoid that at all costs. Just kind of live with what he has. Everyone liked Reggie Bush. Pretty sure he had sex with Kim Kardashian at the height of her. Yeah,
they dated, yeah.
And he was like a massive celebrity at the time. It's not like
huge.
He didn't get any sort of recognition or people were like, oh my God, Reggie Bush, you didn't deserve any of that shit. I don't think anyone really cares outside of old people. So
I also think that, let's be honest, if he had been played today, he probably would have made more money than whatever the boosters paid him. I wonder, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. You look at a Johnny Manziel. I just watched that documentary where it's Johnny Manziel could have gotten so much money, but because of the NCAA, he got nothing. And they were using his likeness as well. Reggie, all these people kind of got screwed. Like I said, it's like marijuana laws. You have drug dealers sitting in jail,
right?
And then now it's legal.
Right.
You have these stores selling it. So yeah, they kind of got screwed. So, but how do you fairly justify that?
I know.
Go back and fix it.
I wonder who was mad at that among the college football fandom, because I'm thinking, unless you were an SEC school or some big school that was really in a position to land Reggie Bush, if boosters the booster thing didn't happen. Like, what are you mad about? Like, if you're Oregon State or whatever, what do you have to be angry about? You never were in the running at all.
I do think it's bullshit how they took away his Heisman and
Yeah.
dragged him like that. Like you were saying, just give him back the Heisman.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. All right.
Next topic. We're going to keep it in college football a bit. The Florida Gators documentary. People seem to think it was just a massive Urban Meyer puff piece, and everyone hates it.
Yeah, did you guys watch it yet?
I haven't seen
watched
it
it yet, so give us the lowdown.
So I watched the first 2 episodes, and they're so boring because you have Urban Meyer, who is basically just a fluff piece about. Urban Meyer is like the lead voice through it all, and it feels like it's not genuine Urban Meyer. It's not answering the questions you want. And then you also have Tim Tebow, and Tim Tebow just kind of annoys me at this point. I've heard Tim Tebow's like pushing through obstacles and stuff, and his adversity story so many times. It's like, all right, I'm kind of tired of Tim Tebow. And those are the 2 leads in the documentary, at least for the first 2 episodes. And then they get into some of the drama in the 3rd episode, but it's none of the drama that you want. They don't really talk about Aaron Hernandez, all the stuff. They mention like one of the players hitting a woman, and like they make Urban Meyer look like he's a goddamn hero for like cutting him from the team, and how it's like the worst. The guy ended up like ODing like a year later, and it's a fluff piece on Urban Meyer. They just meat right Urban Meyer the entire time, and it's how you get him. It's how you get him on the documentary. They're not obviously Urban Meyer's not going to do a documentary where he's like getting trashed.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could have used more. Like they're going up against Ohio State in the national championship game. They have none of the Ohio State players. Like I feel like they could have gotten Troy Smith. Like what's Troy Smith doing these days? I feel like he could have gotten on. I just would have liked to. Granted, it's Kings of the Swamp or whatever. It's very one-sided towards the Gators, and I wish you could have had more voices in there that like give a. So it's not just a fluff piece.
Yeah.
A little bit of the other side of the story.
I think it's like a fundamental misunderstanding of the vibe around Urban Meyer. Like, everyone hates his ass.
Yes.
He is not a liked guy. I think that's the Netflix producers thinking, like,
Yeah.
and people will love to see Urban Meyer's side of things. Like, not really if it's going to be, like, just, like, fluffing him up, like you're saying.
Apparently, yeah, they're like, oh, he left Jacksonville. And then when he goes to the NFL, like, oh, he left Jacksonville. It's like, no, he kind of got fired because he sucked.
For being so
And
horrible.
You can see how, like, the shit college coaches do, like, it works because you weed out the shitty players and then just all these like-minded people that are in the same room. But then whenever you get to the NFL, like, they're grown men and professionals that get paid millions of dollars. Like, they're not going to be, like, beating the shit out of each other in the locker room when they're not getting your, like, reps up. There's some wild footage from, like, the weight room. That was probably the best part. But most of it just doesn't cover... like, I watched the Johnny Manziel one, and I feel like even in that one, I was like, oh, sweet, yeah. I remember that game. That was awesome. You don't really... look back on the games and be like, oh, this is great stuff. I don't know. Nothing's really that great in it. It's just a fluff piece.
I will say, I want to read this because somebody tweeted out, these are all things that were not mentioned at all.
Yeah, there's a good tweet where it shows everything.
So there was no mention of Aaron Hernandez beside him taking the blame or Tebow taking the blame in that bar fight. So a very brief mention of Aaron Hernandez. Nothing about the Pouncey twins, who are crazy people.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing about Cam Newton's stolen laptop. Nothing about Percy Harvin attacking a wide receiver coach. Apparently, Carlos Dunlap was arrested before the 2009 SEC championship game. Nothing about that. Nothing about Shelly Meyer's 911 call and Urban Meyer going to the hospital with chest pains. And then the entire 2010 season, I guess, was just excluded. So a lot of stuff there. They just didn't do it.
They talk about a player getting arrested for selling like a gram of weed, and like that's like as deep and dark as it goes. I feel like
that sucks. It's like, why bother making it at all?
Yeah, everyone wanted to hear those stories that were just read in the tweet. Everyone wanted to hear about that. I mean, Aaron Hernandez alone is
yeah.
And the Pouncey twins. The Pouncey twins are
crazy.
That's exciting. Like yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, they didn't do a good job.
Did you see Justin Verlander telling Alex Cora to fuck off yesterday on the field?
I saw that, yeah. It was pretty casual.
Pretty casual.
You know, they were already arguing, and he ends it with a fuck off. I don't know. Baseball, like the unwritten rules and the sort of respect, like, is that a huge violation that you're not supposed to tell the opposing manager that they to fuck off or something like that?
Baseball's weird with stuff like that. Because, like, in football, that's every play.
Yeah,
You're telling
exactly.
someone, literally fuck yourself.
Right.
But then baseball, I don't know.
Baseball's a gentleman's game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Verlander's a weird cat. Have you ever seen? You've seen the leaks?
Is him in the jeans like in the
He
mirror?
came more than anyone's ever come in them. I've ever.
Oh,
in
I didn't know
history.
there. Yeah.
I have not seen this. What is this?
I've seen his, like, shirtless
during-
mirror
They
pics.
had the big, remember like the big celebrity nude leaks, the fappening thing way back
Okay,
when.
Yeah.
So they had Upton and Verlander, like all their shit leaked.
Oh.
And I remember just the only thing that stood out for me from the entire fappening was the sheer volume of cum that came out of Justin Verlander.
Like a video?
No, it's just a picture. But it was like, I swear to you, like
Oh,
a water
man.
bottle full of cum.
That's tough.
That's my last standing of.
You probably can't like jerk off before like
Yeah,
before
for, like,
starts
long
or like in a
periods.
certain thing. So yeah, it's like pictures are weird. They're weird like
Yeah.
They're weird dudes. You
Yeah.
gotta have a little bit of a psycho brain to be a pitcher.
Fair enough.
superstitious was the word I was looking for. I took a Dramamine pill and I'm like falling asleep. Like I was the worst pick for this.
It's all right. We're
That's it.
almost there.
Yeah, so we're definitely not almost there, but we are on the way to
Are
the
we-
Barstool Awards.
We're halfway.
Tonight.
We're
Yeah,
halfway.
We're about halfway. It's a
Yeah, probably
5-hour
halfway.
trip almost. Francis, you are presenting tonight.
Yeah.
The rest of us, I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen, other than some people are going to get roasted.
Yeah. This is one of those things where I have not been given a ton of information. The directives I've received have changed a lot. I think the run of show has changed a lot, but I think that the people who are presenting are prepared. And so what it's going to lead to is a lot of surprises. I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be pretty exciting and alluring. And I genuinely have, some butterflies. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I am.
I think all of us have like a weird conflicting feeling of like excitement and dread.
Yeah.
Because like it's gonna be great until the spotlight gets turned on you.
Yeah, until you're in the blender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
But I don't know that everyone's going to get thrown into the blender. I think
Yeah.
it's too big of an event
Yeah.
for people to just be,
Going into it, it seems like it's. There was a tweet from KFC where he's like, "It's a powder keg," and Dave was like, "That's right." But we got an email from Erica like yelling at the third floor people for bringing a bunch of +1s or
Yeah.
something and just being
Yeah, I
all
didn't
over the
know
place
that.
and unorganized. So it seemed like the spotlight was on the third floor. From what
Okay.
I felt, that was what I felt like. But then I could just show up and then it's just all of us getting shots.
Yeah. That.
Which, yeah, if there's spillover, like if he's mad at the third floor, then he might just take it out on us because he knows he. I mean, I guess he can. Yell at
I'm
the third floor,
sure that there will be shots taken. I'm sure there's going to be some hurt feelings, some stung egos. But at the end of the day, we all get to dress up and celebrate the 20-year journey that we are some small part of. And I think hopefully it'll be fun to have a front row seat to that story.
Yeah.
Are any of you guys nominated for an award? Do you know?
I don't
know.
think so.
Because I think Jeff D. Lowe was notified that he
Yeah.
was most emotional moment, maybe.
Probably the
I was,
cry.
based on his tweet, yeah.
The one thing I'm excited for with this is that, like, for me, when I was like growing up as a fan of Barstool in college and stuff, like one of the things that I liked the most was like the Barstool difference of things being
Mhm.
kind of like haphazardly thrown together,
Mhm.
and like you were saying, like a lot of shit has changed the last second for this, which just makes me think that like this is going to have that sort of. Like while being high produced, like we have like $1 trillion camera facing us right now, like I think it's still going to be a bit of like a disaster being put together.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that kind of leads to last because it's us. It's not like we're at the ESPYs or something.
Right.
We're meant to be like this,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
gonna be fun for a viewer too.
It'll have moments like the Will Smith slap.
Yeah.
Maybe not of that magnitude, but there will be things like that.
Right.
Any person in general you think's in trouble?
It's a good question. Maybe Mean Girls. Maybe
I don't know. I feel like I know they're low hanging fruit, but Smitty
Yeah.
and Nate, because I feel like
they're gonna get
most
a
of
lot
these
of fame.
awards are Dundies for them.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I could see me getting some shrapnel Just because I did last time we had the award show, that
Yeah.
was a nightmare. But it's all good, you know.
Do you think anyone will get in trouble for not dressing up? I feel like everyone this time.
No, I don't think anyone would be that stupid.
Yeah.
I think Rico Bosco is going to get a lot. For not maybe necessarily even a good reason, but just he's one of Dave's, like, Z zeroes in on him a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else, but I don't know. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's have a good time.
Of course.
Yeah. $10 on pay-per-view tonight.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can find a link on Twitter. It's all over the website. And just to tease it, Francis was reading us some of his jokes he has, because he's going to get a few minutes up there. Very good. Francis, he's taking some shots. It's going to be very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, John. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if I have a job tomorrow.
It's a bad day to be Ellie Schnitt, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. All right. 20th Anniversary Awards show are tonight. Find the link. Watch it. $10. It'll be a lot of fun.